The smartphone market around the world is probably in the most competitive time it's ever been in history. Now I want to talk about three smartphone companies that have released phones recently which I think really compete with each other, and they're really fantastic phones, and the specs are almost identical across the board. The three phones are the iPhone XS, which was obviously launched in September last year, the Google Pixel 3, which was launched towards the end of 2018, and the Samsung S10, which was launched in March 2019. And let's see how these phones compare with each other. Let's start with the Google Pixel 3. This to me is one of the best designed phones at the market at the moment. Way better than the iPhone. I think the iPhone is sort of stagnated in design, and I'm really interested to see what Apple do, but we'll get back to the iPhone later. Google have put a lot of time into designing their products and trying to work and create a cohesive environment for all their products, which I think is really fantastic. One of my pet peeves with Google was that none of their services or their products integrated very well together. It seemed like they were just a whole group of companies that all existed to do something but didn't work well together, and I think they've started to change that, which is really fantastic. They've taken a leaf out of Apple's book, and I think they're really giving Apple a good run for their money. What I really like about the Google Pixel 3 is that it's running Android, which is made by Google, but this also means that it's a bare skinned down version. So Samsung have Android on their phones, but Samsung stick their own software on top of the Android, which slows the phone down, which has always been one of the strengths of an iPhone, is because they've made the hardware and the software has kind of really worked well together. Android's really grown a lot, and now they can release their own hardware and it can really work well together. I think this is going to be a fantastic offering. Now the Google Pixel 3 comes in a much better price than all the other phones on the market. It comes in at $799, which is way below what the Samsung phone and the iPhone are. And just recently Google have released the Pixel 3a, which is a bare skin down version of the Pixel 3, same look and feel, but it's taken away some of the features. Much cheaper phone, and it starts at $399, which is a really good price point for a phone and a smartphone of the Pixel 3's caliber. Now the Google Pixel 3 only comes with a set storage. There is no external storage on them, which to me could be quite an issue, but the one thing I really like that they've done nicely is that they've given you unlimited storage of your photos on the cloud. So it means that you don't have to keep your phones on your local device. The second phone that I want to talk about is the Samsung S10, which has just been announced by Samsung, and it really looks nice. Again, just like Apple, they haven't changed much on the design side, but I really like that Samsung are pushing the boundaries and they trying new things. While the Samsung S10 specs are better than the iPhone XS and the Pixel 3, I don't think it makes a huge difference. Now Samsung have also allowed you to add an external card into your phone, an external hard drive, so that you can increase the capacity. The reason I don't like these is because it means that you have to transfer files between one storage location and another storage location. And for most people this becomes complicated and confusing. Now the Samsung S10 comes in at $899, which is $100 more than the Pixel 3 and $100 less than the iPhone. So really interesting that the three phone manufacturers are coming in at $799, $899 and $999. Now to the iPhone XS. I'm really frustrated with Apple and the products they're releasing. It seems like they just haven't really been innovative for the last few years. Since I think the iPhone 8, I don't think they've really added any new features. It seems to me that they just keep adding better and better cameras to the phones, and that's the biggest deal, and that's what they talk about at every media event, is the camera that they put in these phones, which is really frustrating for me. I don't believe that people are that concerned about the cameras, and there's big hype now and talk about dual camera lenses and triple camera lenses. To me this is just going overboard. I don't understand why anyone would want 3 lenses on their phone camera. I don't think the average user uses it. I understand that there might be some applications in some places that it makes sense. I just don't think that the average user is worried about that. And I think that Apple could be better off by releasing a mid-market phone that didn't include those kind of things, that just was a basic smartphone that did all the features well. I'm currently using an iPhone 8 and I'm really happy about everything that it does. To me there's nothing lacking on it. Yes, the camera between the iPhone 8 and the iPhone XS is way different, and you can see that image quality quite clearly when you put the phones together. But like I said, I don't think people are that worried about cameras. I'm definitely not. And the only reason I moved to an iPhone 8, because I did have an iPhone 6, the only reason I moved to the iPhone 8 was because it had wireless charging. And I think wireless charging is a future technology that the world hasn't really adapted yet and fully embraced. And I think it's absolutely amazing. I have a wireless charger at my home, in my office, in my car, and my phone never ever gets below 50% battery, and I don't even have to think about charging it. I just put it down on my desk at the office and it starts charging. I know it seems clumsy or silly that it's still the same thing. You still have to put it on a device to charge it. That's fine as long as I don't have to plug something in. To me, the frustrating part is trying to get the connector into the phone. Wireless charging to me is just making life simple. So as you can probably tell, I'm really frustrated with Apple and their devices, because I'm pretty sure that the iPhone device that will come out in 2019 will have a triple lens camera, and that will be their big selling point and their big feature, which to me is really frustrating. I can't see why people are paying the huge amount of money that they're paying for an iPhone starting at $999. It just seems absolutely insane that you would pay that much for a phone which really hasn't changed since the iPhone 8.